everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. For those of you that are new to this channel, my name is Hannah and I'm an author from the south of England. I've recently self-published my first novel. It's called Number 47 and it is a thriller. So if that's your kind of thing, please check it out. I'd definitely love to hear what you think of it and how you get on with it. So last week I did a video on my top 5 favourite books. The books that have kind of stuck with me for a long time, books that I've read time and time again and love them every single time I read them. So this week it made sense to kind of do the opposite of that. Though I don't think I have books that I really strongly dislike, because I'm one of those people that if I get 50 pages into a novel and it's not doing it for me, I'll just stop reading it because life is too short to read books you don't enjoy. So these are books that I've been recommended that I just don't really get on with. So yeah, let's get started. The first book on this list is The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick, and I am really sad that I didn't enjoy this because the concept is wicked. I found this with most of Philip K. Dick's stuff actually. The concept is there, the ideas are always there, it's just the fact that it's written kind of focused on that concept rather than any real character development, in my opinion. So I don't really think there's much of a storyline running through a lot of the things he writes, which makes me sad, really, because if there was, then I'd definitely be all over it. I think this is one that I'll probably try again later down the line, maybe when I've got some days that I can just blitz through it maybe and just stick with it. It's just such an interesting concept. If anyone saw the Amazon show, I didn't like that either. So maybe it is just the book I'm not into. Maybe I need to try some of his other stuff. But essentially, I'll just read the blurb because going into the concept of this is a bit tricky. So it says, it's America in 1962. Slavery is legal once again. The few Jews who still survive hide under assumed names. In San Francisco, the I Ching is as common as the Yellow Pages. All because some 20 years earlier, the United States lost a war and is now occupied by Nazi Germany and Japan. So the concept of this... There are bits of it that I actually did enjoy. So I love the fact that it's kind of exploring how it genuinely would be. So how people would kind of accept it in quite a morbid way. It's just, I really wish I liked it. Has anyone read it? Let me know what you think of it. Maybe I'll try it again. The next book in my list of books I ought to really like but don't is Atonement by Ian McEwan. As I said in my last video, I really like Donna Tartt. So I think once I started talking to people about The Secret History, a lot of them said you should try Atonement. And then actually just before I read Donna Tartt's The Secret History, I also read Nutshell, which is the first thing I'd ever read by Ian McEwan. And I just loved how weird it was. So I felt like I had to pick up his most popular, most famous book. And it was boring. Really, really dull. It's just so much detail. It's like kind of bogged down in just detail, so much of it. I think I probably got about halfway through this before giving up. I don't think I'll try it again. I quite like the film. Maybe I'll just stick with the film. But if anyone can recommend any Ian McEwan that isn't dull, that's great, because this in Nutshell could not be any more different if they tried. This one really just doesn't do it for me. Yeah, if anyone's read any of McEwan's new stuff, let me know, because I'd really like to know how they got on with that. How you got on, sorry. So the next book in my list is probably a bit of a contentious one, actually. Pretty much everyone I've spoken to has recommended this to me because I do love a thriller. Shari Lapina doesn't do it for me at all. I actually find her writing style a bit patronising. It's so simple. Some of it's like listed. It's not even really sentences. It's just like a list of stuff that happens. I didn't get any more than about 100 pages into this before just giving up because I was just kind of insulted at how it was written. I felt it was really patronising. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I should try something else of hers. I'm not sure if this is her first one, but it just didn't do it for me. And it's really bizarre because so many people recommended this book to me and I just didn't get it. I didn't get the hype. Sorry, Shari. The final book I actually have with me is another one that so many people recommended to me, again, because I quite like a thriller, and I did go through a spate of reading a lot of crime novels. Everyone knows how similar they can get if you read too many of them in one go. Someone I found really, really formulaic is John Grisham. I just got bored of this, to be honest. Yeah, it just felt like it was almost like right to market. Like he kind of knew who he wanted to sell it to. And I get that you kind of have to know that before you start writing a book, and you can sort of design a book for an audience, that's fine. But I feel like this is just, it's quite dull and long, and I find all of his stuff very, very samey. Yeah, I guess it's just not a voice that I feel like I connect with. The last book that was recommended to me by an awful lot of people, and I do love the film, all three of them, I think. There's a few different versions of the film. I don't have it anymore because I gave it away. It's actually Carrie by Stephen King. I find Stephen King really hit and miss. So Misery is up there in my top 10 for sure. I love that book. And the film, I think the film is wicked. Yeah, but I just think that Carrie was just kind of dragged out for a book that isn't even that long. Considering how long some of Stephen King stuff can be, Carrie is actually quite short. I didn't connect with it how I thought I would. I think it might have been the fact that it's an epistolary novel, so it's got like diary entries and newspaper entries and stuff in it. I just kind of broke it up too much for me, and I didn't feel like I connected to the narrative how I expected to. I think my expectations were really high too, because I've read some of his stuff that I love, and then some of it I don't like so much. Yeah, I find Stephen King quite hit and miss, actually, in all honesty. I'd be really interested to hear if anyone else finds Stephen King really hit and miss. Some of his stuff is so long, like Under the Dome, no one has time for that. I have that on that bookshelf, and I've never even tried to read it. It's way too long. So yeah, those are my sort of 5 books that I felt I should have liked, books that were recommended to me and that I just didn't really connect with how I wanted to. I'd love to hear your unpopular opinions. Are there any books out there that everybody loves and you just don't get? Do you not like Harry Potter? Let me know. So, thanks. See you next week.